Hello. Well, the good news is, just as we have our addictions to the narcissist and all of the chemicals they bring out in us, they have their own addictions as well that control them. Can you imagine? And they have no way to fix it. Right? We talked the last video about we can fix it. We can break the addiction to this narcissist. You can do it. They can't break their addictions to their dysfunction. I can't imagine being led, having to go out and be this certain dysfunctional way and having my path predetermined. Because you're a slave to things beyond your control. Slave. That's my idea of complete down under. I don't mean Australia. Complete hell, that sounds like to me. To be led by something else. Maybe that's why I don't have any addictions. I don't like that idea. Coffee has power over me, I'll admit that. Yes, it does. Absolutely, coffee has power over me. But I'm okay with it. They might be addicted to the new audience's laughter and the new audience, the new supply, the new person around them paying attention to them. Their ego is fed, so that's what chemical is being brought out in them. This isn't a quiz, but I'm saying that's how they're getting their endorphins or their dopamine. You falling in love with them, that's giving them a rush. They're aware they're manipulating you, but you're responding affirmatively, so it feeds them. It all feeds them. So even though they're manipulating you and they're aware that they're coming from an ugly, dishonest place, your reaction, you falling, that's giving them their chemical reaction that they're having inside. They're addicted to that, to having somebody fall for them. They're addicted to the feeling of how good it feels to make somebody, yeah, I got them right here. I charmed them. They're addicted to that feeling. That's why they chase. They need it again and again and again and again and again. And then they get hungry for something else. Then they need that thing fed. Then they get hungry, then they need that thing fed. Urgently. The urgency cannot be overestimated. It controls them, they're a slave to it. So if, say, they want their adrenaline fed, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to pick a fight with you. If they're deep into this addiction type lifestyle, this disorder, which has addictions in it, don't forget, they've had it since childhood. It's a long time. It's a long time. And everything feeds it, and you feed it, and they've learned what feeds it, and they've learned how to navigate through life with it. New supply feeds it, the good and the bad. Both of you feed good and bad because they'll play one off the other. And the whole game intrigues them that they can make this person feel bad in a minute and then good again. And then I can make this person feel bad in a minute and then I can make them feel good again. I can go back to this. Oh, I can lie to both of them and neither one of them know. You know what I mean? I think balancing it all and getting away with it gives them a rush of endorphins that they continue wooing and winning over people in order to experience that and experience dopamine. And making you feel better after they devalue you and picked a fight or did something to devalue you, that would make them get a hit of endorphins too. If they successfully made you feel better after a really big fight. Check. Good on me. Yeah, of course it can. They're addicted to, they're addicted to that. They pick a fight on purpose. You feel the adrenaline that you're addicted to. They're feeling the adrenaline because they're also in a fight. Cortisol is flying everywhere. Pretty soon after a cycle of a dip like that, then we're going to crave the opposite. We're both going to be craving endorphins and dopamine. So not only does that make you vulnerable and open to him making up with you, it makes him motivated and wanting to try to make up with you at some point when he's done with the fight or the devalue. And then they can be the ones, they brought you back up. They fixed you after they broke you. They fix you after they broke you. They crave adrenaline. Guess what? It is very easy for a narcissist to create adrenaline between the two of you. And you can think of one sentence he could say that would get you pushed through the roof. They crave the stress hormone, cortisol. A mess is coming. Because again, remember, when we're stressed or afraid, the body releases cortisol as part of the fight or flight feeling we get. Stay or escape. So they may be requiring or craving you to feel afraid. They might right now wanting you feeling insecure. They may right now want you in between feeling good and bad. Boom. A mess is coming. They're craving cortisol. They may be requiring or craving, on top of the chemical reactions, a narcissist oftentimes is suffering from substance abuse cravings. And that accompanying their chemical addiction in this cycle that they're addicted to, their own cycle and behavior, that's coupled with maybe sometimes a substance abuse addiction. Oftentimes. Because they try to down their pain, don't they? By becoming obliterated. They'll turn to altering their mind so they don't have to face their own truth. They may do that with substances. They may do that with sex with a stranger. They may do that with fighting with you. They may do that with regaling new people. All of these will feed some need they're out to fill. And substance abuse is a part of it. It's all so that they don't have to deal with the truth of themselves and see what's really inside. So they play with all these different things. They're good distractions. And substance abuse is just to cloud them out so they don't have to deal with it. We know what that's about, don't we? And they're driven by it. They're driven by it. Again, that's the part to me. And that isn't an excuse, okay? No. They have free will. I stand by that. At any moment, they could choose, even if they have all of the feelings of narcissistic personality disorder. In my opinion, if they can't change and those feelings are always there, so be it. You can exercise free will. And their snake-like character allows them to embark on whatever journey they need in order to have their wants met, in order to have their addictions fed. No, not fair. You have free will. You could have chosen not to do that to me. You could have chosen not to do that again. You could have chosen not to do that to the new supply. You could have chosen not to do that to your wife. You could have made different choices. The disorder isn't a puppeteer, a master with strings. Don't tell me they don't have free will. I know they're driven by all of what we talk about, but don't tell me they can't make different choices. That part angers me. There's so much information. I probably should make a video on each of these chemicals we produce within our own cells, because once I get into a loop of reading about it, there's so much information. I try to break it down for you so you don't have to do that. You could see many, when you are researching like I did, many negative effects listed as a result of too much adrenaline, not enough endorphins, too much cortisol, not enough dopamine. And I'm telling you what, we're talking physical effects for us. Physical effects. Heartbeat, blood pressure, stress levels can cause a myriad of things. And if you are sitting in a ball of stress all the time, I want you to look up. I'm sure we all know now what stress can do to people. Okay? Most actions they take are calculated to feed in addiction, they're needing met, whether or not they even know it. Watch, pay attention if you're still in it. And then perhaps you'll be better suited to deal if you know what's happening. They're addicted too. All of these things. And like I said, it cracks me up because, not in a gleeful Schadenfreude way, but it cracks me up because they're doomed. They can't fix it. We can. You can. We can. We talked about it. You can. Once you recognize it, what it is, or part of what it is, I'm not saying that that means you don't love him or da-ba-ba-ba-ba, but the addictions that you have, they have the same ones, and they can't shake it. They will always need new ears to regale with their tales. They will always need to, they can't do it by themselves. It's fascinating to me because you can move so far beyond the toxicity of this cycle of addiction. His addictions are feeding your addictions, are feeding his addictions, are, igniting your addictions, are igniting his addictions. It's a hamster wheel. It's the most toxic hamster wheel ever. You can jump off of it. Just jump off. If you want, if you're ready, you can't jump off. They can't. It's their wheel. They live on that wheel. And when you jump off, somebody else is going to jump on. They probably have a bunch of people on it, of course, at all times. But I'm saying they can't ever get off of it. Visualize the torture that would be. That's how they live. All dealing with, many of them too, dealing with substance abuse. So throw those addictions into the mix. They suffer many a bad day. I'm here to tell you, that's a lot to handle. And with no end in sight, no end in sight, no end in sight, no end. Can you imagine that? So the way you're feeling right now, and I know you feel right now like there's no end in sight. You feel that way. I get it. You're deep in the throes of withdrawal. I want to leave him. I know it. I know I can't. I can't leave him. I get it. That's withdrawal. I know. We were all in it. I know. I'm not minimalizing it by saying, I know, we were all in it. I'm just saying I really do know how you feel. Most of us do. You know you should leave, but you can't. It's dissonance. It's cognitive dissonance. We all get, I know. And you're trauma bonded with these chemicals. We talked about that. So, but the bottom line is you could, if you wanted to, fix it. You can see an end even if you can't see an end. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like you can say to yourself, well, if I get it together, people do it. I guess I could do it. They can't ever. There's no, how bleak is that? I think of the bleakness. And I don't know that they view it that way. I don't know that they don't look ahead to their life and say, I'm addicted to these chemicals and I'm doomed to be miserable forever because I'll be chasing until I die. But we do. And I don't care if they don't know what it's called. They feel that they're never satisfied and they're always chasing these. It's an addiction. They're addicted to all these different things. And it will rule their life forever. Forever. That's why you see them behave this way right up until their old age. And it can get pretty sad. An aging narcissist, supply gets fewer, doesn't it? Won't be as easy for them to lure them in. I would imagine it gets very sad. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that you understood this because they are very addicted to everything that you're going through as well. They're just coming at it from a different perspective. Even though they're the ones inflicting most of it, guiding the ship, controlling the levels as they come upon, they are absolutely dealing, without knowing it, with their own addictions as well. And they are that strong. They're just not going out to be a snake because they want to be a snake. They have to. And I don't mean that, again, that sounds like an excuse. That's not what I mean. They have free will. But they are driven by a call to, right now, I need endorphins. They are driven by a call of, right now, I need adrenaline. Right now, I need cortisol. Right now, I need dopamine. Right now, I need oxytocin. They will do whatever they need to do to get whatever need they're having at the time met. They don't call them those chemical words. They'll call it, well, she was cute. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to cheat on you. I don't know what I was thinking. He needed that for his ego at the time. That's why he did it. He needed a shard of, to make him feel good about himself. It's completely sinister behavior. And it is this is science. I'm telling you, these things are real. And if you look at it, it just might help you deal with it. Look at it. Recognize something when it's happening. Next time he picks a fight, you might say, look at him and say, I wonder if he's craving a fight right now. Just assess the situation. Talk to him a little bit. Get a sense of what's going on. You might end up gaining intel that helps you. Do your recognizance, but keep all this in mind.